Inquisition from 1978. Right, where can we start with this one? A lot of people are going to be saying this film's just a knockoff of the 1960s Witchfinder General with the obviously excellent Vincent Price in easily his best role of all time. Well, in his time, easily he was easily the best one. Arguably a Moviedrone movie, one that's way too popular and well known to be talked about. However, the Paul Naschy version, the Inquisition from 1978, not so well known, much easier, more accessible to talk about for this show. Blew me away last night when I was watching it, preparing it for the show. It blew me away. I had no qualms about it. Normally, when I'm doing this show, and I'm getting ready to do a movie. I usually have worries. Oh my god, what sort of movie is this going to turn out to be? Is it going to be so bad? I have to put it as a who filmed this shit movie, who filmed this shit video, or can I do it as a Moviedrone video? And Paul Naschy, I had no qualms straight away. I knew this was going to be a Moviedrone movie straight away, no problem. How did I know this? Because Paul fucking Naschy. Paul Naschy was an awesome actor, mostly known for his werewolf roles. I mean, he was a werewolf guy. He was the werewolf guy. He was the one. I believe he's known as the one who's played a werewolf character the most. He always seemed to play the same character, but in different parallel universes. None of the films he really linked to. I've seen a few of them. I've tried to watch them in order, but I sort of stopped. Not because I didn't have the copies. I just stopped watching them. No, I don't know why. Because I was generally enjoying what I was watching, but I will admit they stumbled. There was a few stumbling blocks along the way, but the ones I've seen were very interesting. But here, what people may not know is that Paul Naschy done more than just werewolf movies. He's mostly well known. He's most well known for werewolf movies. He's done much more than just werewolf movies. He's done this wonderful movie, for instance, called The Inquisition from 1978, which I keep wanting to call Equalizer, which obviously this is not. Awesome movie, wonderfully paced. Wonderful lady, beautiful ladies. One thing that Paul Naschy always knew how to do. He directed and wrote this movie as well, by the way. I think he'd done a number of movies where he directed and wrote as well as starred. He was a genuine fan. He knew what he was a genuine horror fan. He knew as a Spanish horror. He was a Spanish horror fan. You could tell that he was a Spanish horror fan through and through. I believe Spanish. I could be completely fucked that up, so I apologise. Didn't do the research quick enough. I'm gonna go Spanish because I'm gonna go Spanish. I believe he's Spanish. If I fucked that up, I apologise. But well, he was definitely a 100% a genuine fan. 100%. He was also had a great passion for horror. Like anyone was, I'm assuming anyone anyone watching this video, anyone who had a genuine passion for it. He knew what he wanted, and he loved beautiful women. Going by the movies, every single movie I've seen, you get drop dead Italian ladies everywhere. Drop dead gorgeous ladies everywhere. Everywhere you turn, there's a drop dead gorgeous lady. There's no way any of these ladies look like this back in the 18th century, but 17th. This is just set during the Spanish Inquisition. He plays a Witchfinder General type, except unlike he doesn't play him as evil. Although he does very evil and horrible things for obvious reasons. I mean, these days he'd be considered a barbarian, which they were. They were. A large percent of the people with the Witchfinders were generally just doing it. Well, not just out of fun because they were psychopaths, but historically he plays it as doing it because he generally believed in what he was doing. Vincent Price played him as basically an evil man, a very evil man, which he was. Obviously, in historical fact, he probably was a very evil man. I believe Vincent Price played him. The character Vincent Price played was actually genuine. Was based on a genuine person. Paul Naschy's character was definitely based on a number of these people who were going around doing what they were doing. But a lot of them did generally believe in what they were doing. Unfortunately. Paul Naschy plays him just like that. He plays him as a character who believes 100% in the faith. He believes 100% through and through in devil and all the devils and all that. He generally believes he's getting rid of witches. Believes everything everyone tells him. She's a witch. Oh, she's a witch. Right, we'll prove it and burn her. Doesn't matter if they beg for their life. Doesn't matter if they're begging. They're not witches. They're witches. You know. Typical fascist character. These days because of the fascist character. But Paul actually plays a very deadpan, and he manages to pull off a miracle. He manages to, towards the end of the film, in my opinion, he manages to pull off a miracle. He manages to make the character sympathetic. You actually have feel for the character towards the end. Something virtually impossible that you should not be able to do, especially when you see the guy pull off a woman's nipple in graphic detail. There's another movie I can't remember the title of, which is made about Witchfinder General. This is highly recommended. I can't remember the title. I'll probably do it for Moviedrone at some point in the future, which is pretty hardcore in that level as well. But Paul Naschy adds in a bit of jet black humour into his movies as well. Along with making his character sympathetic, even though he does horrible things, he does actually come up with some genius black humour, which only people with the right sense of humour will get. I'm not talking about the torture scenes. I'm talking about genuine black humour. Here's a quick example before I disappear. There's a moment in the sequence where a husband accuses his wife of being a witch. She's a witch. No proof whatsoever apart from the fact the guy says she's a witch. That's enough. So they take her away. Next second, this old woman. There's no way, not historically accurate, because obviously no way in hell that this old woman have got to this age. This age in the 1600s. But we'll let that pass, because it's that type of film we don't give a shit about things like historical accuracy. But eventually, of course, she starts telling them something about how the devil will get them and stuff. And the minute also they go, witch, and drag her away to get burned. And then they take the guy's son too, because black humour. Well, in my personal opinion, that's the kind of black humour that Paul Naschy had. Nothing wrong with that. I like black humour, and I appreciate the dark humour that he pours into his films. However much people probably don't get the humour, I do. I personally do. At least I hope I do. If it turns out he didn't actually mean things like that to be darkly comic, then who cares? They're entertaining to me in a darkly comic way, and that's good enough. That should be good enough for anyone, really. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. The film is, of course, called Inquisition from 1978, which of course I've written down on the link. It's a film available on YouTube. As of the moment, I'm not sure. If it is, links down below. If it's not, still worth seeking out.